past at least, they operate very much like a corporate entity in many, many respects. And the main respect being that if you're a cartel member, you're welcome as long as you make money for the cartel. The moment you stop making money, you are no longer welcome. The way that would apply to somebody like Gabriel and Bard is the moment you stop producing dead bodies, you're no longer welcome. And then, you're disciplined. And if you don't, begin to take orders again, then you're out.
Who would they be killing?
Well, they would be killing what they refer to as enemies, the Contras, that, they call them. It could be a cop who has decided not to fall in line, not to take the bribe, or to take a bribe from the other side, or it could be someone who works for the Sinaloa cartel.
You call these teenagers wolf boys. Is that what the cartel calls them?
No, the cartel called them LAs, and LA is actually, it just means L. And so the high-level members of the Zetas, they had a Z, so it was like Z40, for instance, was the boss. But the lower-level people, they had an L and then a number. And LA, it stood for Lobo, which means wolf. And actually, while I was writing the book, I was reading Lord of the Flies, the novel. And so I started to look at the story of these boys in Laredo through that Lord of the Flies lens, and I thought, these stories share something. Boys without any oversight, boys sort of living on an island alone, and they turn against one another, and so that's when Wolf Boys kind of occurred to me.
Because they were given training, weren't they? Did they actually have training camps?
They did go to training camps, and I would say the training camp chapter for me was one of the hardest parts of the book to learn about from a reporting standpoint, and one of the hardest parts of the book to write about. I don't think the book is excessively violent, but that is a chapter that has a lot of violence in it. Yeah.